We have some news on Niger. Last week we talked about a coup that happened in Niger, disposed the democratically elected government, and Nigeria threatened to invade if the democratically elected leader was not restored back to power yesterday. Well, yesterday passed, obviously, and they did not invade. The Senate of Nigeria voted to not give the president the permission to invade. So the Senate is not on board with invading.
Yeah, and I need to give you credit here because last week on our episode, you specifically mentioned how you think this would be a massive loss of legitimacy for the West African bloc if they didn't invade. And you further predicted that they wouldn't invade and that they would lose all their legitimacy, which I think
they did.
Is exactly what happened.
They lost all their legitimacy.
Yeah.
We recently had a TikTok blow up where we were talking about this whole thing, and I don't understand why, but it was very popular in Africa, and they all accused us of saying that we wanted war in Africa, and if you watched it, it's not what we wanted.
No, not at all.
It was so funny.
No.
So now what's the update here? Obviously, Nigeria has not invaded, but Nigeria has taken some pretty intense steps. Nigeria has cut off Niger's electricity, and Nigeria is responsible of 70% of Niger's power. 70%. So there are rolling blackouts across Niger right now.
That's crippling. Countries can't survive without power in today's day and age.
It's totally unsustainable. And Niger has called up the people around the country to rally behind the flag and to start taking up arms and to get to the capital and like organize for their defense and everything.
Oh.
So they're mobilizing. I just don't think Nigeria is going to do it. But Niger is also doing things in response. Niger has shut down its airspace. It has threatened to shoot anything down that flies into their airspace.
Mm-hmm.
What is new over this week is the United States is getting involved. The United States is in contact with the military junta in Niger and is saying, look, we will restore your military aid if you restore constitutional order, and we will help you kick out Boko Haram. Boko Haram is an Islamist militant group in the northern part of Nigeria and the southern part of Niger, causes massive destabilization problems in both countries. And the military junta doesn't want them around either. This is an opportunity for Boko Haram to really reap hell on both of those countries. So the United States has some leverage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some international commentary. Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, was said by foreign advisors and foreign analysts saying that he miscalculated the entire situation, that Tinubu rushed to give an ultimatum to the military leaders in Niger without talking to the leaders of Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso. As we now know, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea all supported Niger and said that they would come to Niger's defense. Tinubu had no idea that was going to happen.
Okay.
And they were not prepared
for the leader of Nigeria.
Yes, Tinubu is the leader of Nigeria.
Okay.
And he did not know that they were all going to come to Niger's defense. So it totally undercut his entire position. Not only that, Algeria and Chad both share borders with Niger, condemned Nigeria's idea, saying that that would risk escalating this border conflict into an Africa-wide conflict. And Algeria even said that that would be a direct threat on their country, saying that they would help Niger against Nigeria as well. So Nigeria just totally screwed themselves.
Yeah.
Totally embarrassing. And I'm glad that there's no war for everyone watching.
Yeah.
They were calling us CIA plants. Dude, a CIA plant would have more than 250 YouTube subs, okay?
Yeah, they know what they're doing much more than we do.
Yeah. God. Do you have any comments on Niger and everything?
I mean, I'm with you that I'm glad there was no war. I'm with you that I think it is massively embarrassing on the international stage for Nigeria. I see where they're coming from to try to wield their power, but it also means that threats they make in the future now are just not going to hold any weight. So I think this is something that a Western democratic bloc kind of will just have to let go.
Yeah. And, people say, like, you want to fight for democracy in Ukraine. Why don't you want to fight for democracy in Niger? If I felt, and if American analysts felt, that there was a portion of the Niger population that wanted more than anything to take down this government, this military junta, and the military junta had low approval ratings, and they were clamoring for America to come help them, then yeah, maybe we'd give them some guns and help them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's happening.
Yeah, I also think an internal coup
Mm-hmm.
is a much different situation than an unprompted invasion by a foreign power.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. But I saw comments on that, like, you want to fight for democracy in Ukraine, but not in Niger. Why not? Well, that's why I don't think internal coup is not the same thing. And I don't see the desire to take down the junta as there was a desire to beat Putin.
We're happy to fight for democracy in a country, but we don't want an Afghanistan situation where we are attempting to install a government that we like for years, but since no one wants it, as soon as we're gone, it just collapses.
No, and we've learned better. We've learned we're not going to be tricked by ideologues in these countries that want to form democratic republics, well-meaning ideologues, but ideologues nonetheless, and are totally disconnected with the people. That's what we did in Afghanistan. We listened to Afghanistan democratic ideologues saying that they could make a democratic state out of it, and they couldn't.
No.
And we're not going to make that mistake again with Niger. We're not going in. Clip that, and then maybe we'll see if we get any traction so people stop saying we're CIA shills.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.